So, welcome. We're going to talk about why she comes back after you give her space, and I am coming to you from Tuscany, Italy. Stay tuned. Well, hello and welcome. My name is Arica Angelo. I'm the dating and relationship expert who's been helping men just like you for 13 years, helping you become the kind of man that she can't resist while not losing yourself or her in the process. So why does she come back to you after giving her space? Well, before I share that with you, let me just share with you some of my view here. I shared with you guys that I would share a little bit more of my travels with you, and so here we are. This is beautiful Tuscany. I love the trees here. See if I can get them. How beautiful is all of this? Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Hey guys, no matter where you are in your journey with women, I've got you covered with one of my courses. So make sure that you check these courses out at aricaangelo.com. So here's the thing. When you give her space, I'm going to walk and talk with you. When you give her space, this gives her time to think about whether or not the relationship is worth the continued investment. And here's the other thing. When you're in a relationship, when you're seeing someone and things get triggered, things get hard, things get difficult, sometimes you're caught up in the middle of it. Emotions are running wild and you really don't know what you think because your emotions are just screaming at you. I'm in pain, I'm frustrated, I'm hurt. And so when a woman has some space, it lets her think about how she feels about the relationship. Are you the person that she wants? Does she see that there is a level of workability between the two of you? Do you have the characteristics that she's actually looking for? Is this relationship going to take her to the place that she has intention to go? Are you part of her goals or are you a setback? So when you give her space, she's able to formulate all those thoughts. She's able to sit with her emotions. She's able to get some peace. And when we get peace, we get what? Clarity. So it's really important that guys do just this. When there's a breakup, when a woman says, I just need my space, it's best to listen to her. What I find often is that when a woman says that, guys just think, this is the time I need to push harder. And it's not. Sometimes she just needs her space. And the best thing that you can do is have a conversation about that because, you know, I have to agree that most women aren't great at articulating what they need and they have their reasons why they don't. But that's not, I'm here to help men. This isn't a video about women. But a lot of times women don't articulate what they need. And so when she said she needs her space, have a conversation around that. Say, listen, you're saying to me, always repeat back what someone says, just to make sure you guys are on the same page. So you're saying to me that you need space. Listen, I want to give you that. I'm hearing you and I see that you're frustrated. So I want to give you that. I'm going to give you this amount of time. And so that way she knows that you're just not abandoning her, you're not ignoring her, you're not neglecting her. Because I think sometimes when we talk about, you know, giving space and pulling back, that sometimes we can trigger a bit of abandonment with that. And we think I'm teaching them a lesson. We never want to trigger people, but we do want to have boundaries and we do want to listen to their boundaries as well. So when you tell her that and she knows that you guys aren't playing games, that you're just authentically trying to give her what she's asked for, then she's able to get some peace. She's able to get some clarity. She can connect back with her heart and go, what is it that I actually really need? What is it? Is this a relationship for me? So here's the other thing. Here's the practical side of it. Another reason why, so she comes back because she has peace. She has clarity, right? So the other reason why she would come back to you is sometimes we forget what we have until it's gone. You know, that is definitely a human knee-jerk reaction, that we don't realize what we have because it's constantly in our face. If you're annoying her, then you're constantly a nuisance in her face. So when you're gone, she feels the absence of your presence. Write that down. The absence of your presence. This is why it's really bad when guys chase women when they say they want space, because they never get to feel the absence of that man's presence. So that's the other reason why she comes back, is she feels the, got some Italians talking pretty loud here, because that's what the Italianos do. They talk very loud and they use their hands a lot. So when she feels the absence of your, ow, I just stepped on something, guys. That's the problem of not sitting down and doing videos or trying to do them live. You have little Italian boys making lots of noise. Doesn't he know I have a YouTube channel that I'm sharing very valuable advice? Yeah, you know, she gets that absence of presence and she just thinks, man, I really miss him. I really value him. And then it gives her time to assess what she values about you. So why does a woman come back after you give her space? It's not because we're playing games here. Listen, we're adults. We're not here to trigger one another, to hurt each other more, to traumatize each other more. When you give her space, she's able to get some clarity. She's able to give some peace. Also, when you give her space, she feels the absence of your presence. And a lot of times if a guy is bringing value to her life, she's going to miss that. But if you're bringing her headache, grief, and pain, your presence is not going to be missed. So give her the space when she asks for it. And if you're a man who's added value, then she'll come back to you. Now, some of you may be watching this and going, I'm afraid if I give her space, she's not going to come back to me. You have to ask yourself, how was I showing up in the relationship that made her want to have space from the get-go? And then what is it that I can change now about that? And a lot of times it's stuff that needs to be changed on the inside and here. And I have a program set up for guys to help them do just that, because I know going inside and changing those things, changing our character, changing our trauma, healing that, addressing our insecurities, our wounds, is not an easy process. And it's a very private process. And most people, you know, when they come to me, maybe you've never worked with a therapist before, then I encourage you to get that emotional warrior program, because it goes through those challenges of when you feel insecure as a man, when you kind of feel lost in your identity. Who am I? What value do I bring to women? You know, or you feel like just things in your past keep holding you back, but they're so private you don't want to share them and with anyone publicly. Then make sure that you do that emotional warrior program, because it's going to help you walk through those things in a very safe container in the privacy of your own home, with 8 videos, and each of them are an hour where I share my own story of some of the trauma I've been through and how I've been able to overcome it. So if that's you and you're like, yeah, I didn't show up so great, and she's gonna want to change man, and I'm on a time clock, Arica. Well, it's an 8-week program that you can get started on today, and I highly encourage you to do just that. So if you weren't showing up great, you can't show up with just talk. Women watch that. They want to see actions. They want to see that you have changed on the inside, and they want to see that your actions speak to those changes. So that may be you. Or maybe she did come back to you and you're going, okay, Arica, maybe I did some tricks to get her back, but now she's gonna want the real deal, and I've got to show up differently. For you, I would say, you're like, I don't want to lose her again. I don't want to screw it up again. You're that guy, you're like, I don't want to screw it up again. Then I highly encourage you to get that emotional warrior program. But listen, women need that space. They need that time to really process what's going on in their hearts so that they can get honest with themselves. They need that clarity. They need that peace. And also, if you are a great guy who's brought a lot of value, but maybe she just has her own shit going on that she needs to sort through, and that's why she needs space, then let her feel the absence of your presence. The worst thing that you can do is, when she's getting space, is to react in fear and to overwhelm her and to get back in her space. That's the worst thing that you can do. And it just creates this codependent cycle. And it's just like, just leave her alone and respect her boundaries. And if you've been bringing value to the table, guess what? She's going to come back. And if you haven't, and you need to make changes, then you need to get that emotional warrior program. Listen, you have what it takes. You got it inside. Listen, we all screw up. We all make mistakes, but it's how we rebound. It's what changes do we make? How do we get proactive so that these mistakes don't keep repeating, so these cycles don't keep going on? And you know what? Some of you, it's like maybe, you know, you just need to own your value and let her kind of figure out herself. And you do that by just maintaining your life, maintaining your peace, doing the things that you love, going out and doing those activities and letting her sort herself out. So I love you guys very much. And just one more time, let me show you a little bit of Italy. I think this is so cool because see the forest. Let's see if I can adjust this camera. See that up there? The forest. It's kind of cool. Look at those trees. How beautiful is that? So it's not too often in the States we get to see something like that, where it's like the forest, but then also you have the beach right behind the forest. How cool is that? So beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, I will see you in either my live Q&A, my lingerie, or in one of my next videos. So in the comment section, tell me what part of this really you needed to hear. What part of it? I'm curious to know what part really supported you in this video. And if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because here's the thing, the more we follow people on YouTube, the more we don't get to see all of their videos unless we subscribe and turn on that notification bell. So I love you guys. Remember, you have what it takes, and in this very moment, right here and right now, you are loved. I'll see you soon. Take care.